Hello and welcome to the Awaaz Community Radio. Thanks for tuning in, ladies and gents. Your host for today will be me, Hayden. Want to contact us, we can be found online at awaazcommunityradio.com or give us a call. Our number is 0161 839 9817. Before we begin, I would like to welcome our guest Syra, who is joining us in this discussion. Thank you for being here.
Hi listeners, hi Hayden, thank you so much for inviting me.
It's my pleasure. The topic discussion for my radio broadcast is going to be on the critical review and release of upcoming movies of summer 2017 and 2018, with a couple of honourable mentions at the end. Firstly, I believe there's a movie everyone can't wait for, being released to the big screens today, the 7th of July. In fact, it's no other than Spider-Man Homecoming. So what are your thoughts or expectations?
I'm really looking forward to Spider-Man because it's part of the Marvel universe, the Marvel comics, and although I've not read the comics, I really like all the super action heroes. I've seen the previous Spider-Mans, and yeah, really looking forward to seeing how it goes.
That's great. Your opinion is just as valued as mine. Thanks for that. But to be honest, I find the Spider-Man franchise repetitive. However, if they can change my mind, I'm open to that. The film's going to be starring Zendaya, a popular Disney production actress, Tom Holland, a new British actor, Robert Downey Jr. carrying on the role of Iron Man, and Michael Keaton playing the new villain Vulture. I hope they'll deliver a fun action-packed adventure for all their audiences. I guess you can consider this film a second reboot with the newfound actor, Tom Holland, taking on a young Peter Parker, whose secret identity is the web-slinging superhero, Spider-Man. Secondly, the spin-off sequel we've all been waiting for since 1996, Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle, a fantasy and action genre film starring Dwayne Johnson, Kevin Hart, Jack Black, and many more. I personally think the movie has high expectations to meet, which are set by the first movie, Jumanji, played by Robin Williams, who sadly passed away from us 3 years ago. He was a very impressionable actor and his skills were adequate as a stand-up comedian. He is a protagonist in many films such as Mrs. Doubtfire, Flubber, and Night at the Museum, all of which are childhood movies of mine.
So do you remember watching Jumanji the first time round?
Yeah, I do actually, but I kind of have faint memories of watching the movie since I was so young at the age. But I remember feeling left ecstatic till the very end, but obviously at that age I didn't really understand the concept of the movie, but the special effects and the acting told the story for me, and it really just shows how the movies can make the impossible a reality.
I mean, I have to be honest, I'll miss Robin Williams. I was a big Robin Williams fan. And I'm really looking forward to seeing Dwayne Johnson and Karen Gillan. Karen Gillan was in the Doctor Who series, so which I loved Doctor Who, and I loved Karen Gillan in it. So looking forward to seeing her in this film. And I know you're a fellow Dwayne Johnson fan.
Yeah, that's true actually. Dwayne Johnson has worked with Disney to make Moana. He's also been in the Fast and the Furious franchise for quite a while. The 8th one releasing last year or this year. But yeah, I went to watch that in the cinema with my little brother and it was amazing. The action didn't disappoint and I basically just think he can pull off any part in any film, but yeah. Moving on now, I'm pretty hyped for this one. This film is X-Men New Mutants, releasing next year, 2018. It's an action fantasy genre film and the Marvel Universe never fails to entertain me with the X-Men franchise. What's your opinion?
Well, I had no idea this was coming out until you told me before the show, so I'm super hyped about this. Again, I'm a bit of an super action superhero sci-fi fan, and it's great. Let's see some new mutants to the story. I watched the last one. Did you catch the last one?
Yes, I did.
It was really good, wasn't it? And it's interesting now because I think this one's going to be about the new class of mutants who are graduating from Charles Xavier School.
Yeah, the technological development backs up the science fiction genre, I think. This means the special effects should be promising, but I also want to say that the X-Men franchise portray like a deeper meaning, and because the movies are more accessible, it's easier to spread the message throughout the entertainment industry. And I believe this message to be that history can repeat itself. By this, what I mean is back in the day where black and white people were segregated because white people thought black people were inferior to them, like this could happen again. So we all need to be aware. And the aspects of time and the threat of time and the time spectrums really intrigues me, such as the post-apocalyptic society which perpetuates a future where mutants and non-mutants coexist peacefully. I mean, discrimination is still a thing seen today, and racial profiling by the police force, a system we are supposed to like feel protected by. So like now we have a Black Lives campaign, just all bewildering to me. So
I know, I completely agree. I know for some people, of course, it's great. You know, you see a film, you enjoy it, it's entertainment. But I think definitely certain sci-fi movies and superhero movies, they do have a deeper meaning. It's about good versus evil. It's quite satisfying going to watch a film and seeing kind of, you know, the right thing being done and good winning, which doesn't always sadly happen in real life. But I hope people can watch films like with the X-Men, because it's about a race of people, mutants, who are misunderstood. People don't understand them. It's good to see kind of, you know, films explore those issues and themes. You know, it's important that we embrace people's individuality. It's okay to be different.
Yeah, it's just like something you can take away. Like you sat there at a cinema screen for 2 hours and it's just sinking in, and then later you just look back and you realise. But the X-Men movies are formed from comic books as well, which I'm afraid to say wasn't the reason I got into the films. How about you?
I got into the movies just as a teenager, really, and now I've got kids who are also into sci-fi. You know, I think there's a bit of everything for everybody. There's action, there's comedy, there's usually a half decent story, so you know, something for everybody.
Yeah, it just shows there are no limits to the Marvel universe, and they're constantly coming up with creative ideas for movies, which is outstanding. But I believe the best thing about the franchise has to be that it's giving way to younger actors, which like reinforces that ideology that you said of individuality nowadays, which like, so the mutants and non-mutants, like people fearing the mutants because they don't understand them. So it's just everyday thing. But last but not least, a few honourable mentions of films from last year you might want to watch if you can't go to the cinema because you've missed a slot, or worst case scenario, the kids' babysitter cancelled last minute. However, there is a solution. You could buy these movies on DVD or watch them online. The first movie being Ghostbusters, an all-empowering film revived with an all-female cast outside of the norm. To many, this is refreshing, and of course it holds a new storyline starring Melissa McCarthy, Kristen Wiig, Kate McKinnon and Leslie Jones.
I'm really sorry to say, Hayden, I've not watched it yet. It was on my to-do list, but I didn't get round to it. So you recommend it?
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, I watched the originals, loved them, and I was really keen to see this. I was really surprised by the negative reaction, the criticism to it, you know. I mean, what did you make of it?
Well, exactly, it has like bad reviews, but I still love the film because that's just me. But Melissa's transition is like inspiring. Like she embodies her characters perfectly with her own touch and makes a stand for equality for all women. And I believe there's strength through unity, and she owns it. But more importantly, she gives off this positive, influential vibe. So she just ignores like the haters, which I think everybody should do.
Oh yeah, I'm a Melissa McCarthy fan. She's hilarious. She does great Saturday Night Live shows. She's done such funny films. Kristen Wiig is also in this, who is the voice of Gru's partner in the Despicable Me films. Again, another very funny lady. Kate McKinnon is such a funny impressionist. Leslie Jones, again. These are 4 ladies who make me laugh a lot. So I'm really keen to try and catch this on DVD.
Yeah, the actresses like collectively combine ghost guns and brutal girl power with a side of comedy with awesome special effects, which like indulges the watcher's attention. So that's what basically makes it what it is. On to the next one, The Edge of 17, a drama and comedy starring Haley Steinfeld, a prospering musician and actress, Blake Jenner, Haley Richardson, Woody Harrelson and Kyra Sedgwick. Steinfeld's nuanced, authentic portrayal of the opinionated, angst-ridden and awkward character Nadine is truly a work of art. The film also faints away from your typical adolescent cliche to create something wholly perspective. This film highlights the reality of certain outcomes and how people struggle with mental health issues on a daily basis, unknowingly, or like this can severely affect your education. And it also shows how like important it is to maintain a healthy relationship with your parents, like maybe having an open conversation. It can just, because like we all share the same challenges, and the build-up of stress is just unnecessary, especially when it's caused by other people who just like want to go out of their way like to just hurt other people. But yeah, disputing between ourselves because we're different is just like beneath us. And many teenagers may have conflicted thoughts at this age, at the age of 17 or lower or higher. Because one reason for this could be because of social media, as they find themselves being constantly categorized by labels. As soon as they are identified as an outlier, they become a victim of hate. And a lot of youngsters, because of this, seek validation that they are socially accepted, which can just lead to bad self-esteem. Anything to add?
Well, this is a film that's definitely not aimed at me because I think I'm a bit old for this, but it's very interesting because I'm aware of Hayley Steinfeld. She sang that song "Starving." Didn't know she also acted, so would like to see that. I like Woody Harrelson, and I think it's really interesting the points that you've just made about mental health as well. Perhaps it's something I would encourage my children and perhaps young people that I know to watch. I mean, anything that encourages young people to talk about how they're feeling. It's so important these days. Mental health, we need to talk about it.
Yeah, there used to be more things available to teenagers, so they feel they can rely on. So there we have it. Thanks for listening to the Awaaz Community Radio. Enjoy the rest of your day.